Welcome to Grammy Politics. I'm Josh.
I am Errol.
Hey, thanks for joining us this evening. It's Monday night, and we're doing the hanging out, playing the video games. Errol's already deep into it with 2 kills. I've been watching him play for a couple hours already. It's been I was kind of tired earlier, so I got my go-go juice and watching Errol throw down. So we're here recording, but we're also live on Facebook, talking to our friends and family and people like that. So thanks for hanging out. If you haven't stumbled across this video, we appreciate you.
Yeah, hey, to whoever's already watching, thanks for joining.
Yeah. We're going to talk about some different topics tonight. First one I wanted to lead off with was one I was really excited to. We kind of briefly discussed it earlier, but we didn't totally cap it. I provided Errol with some reading material last night before he set off to the room for the evening. Old Man Logan, the comic, because of the trailer, the way it came out, it really seems like Ryan Reynolds is going to do a lot of the Old Man Logan for real, which I never thought could happen because you'd have to own a bunch of different properties to do it. But guess what? Marvel got all the properties back.
He's getting it done.
So looks like Ryan Reynolds is the one that's going to have the balls to do what no one else would do. So, all right, what was like the most shocking thing you saw in Old Man Logan?
Probably how Mysterio somehow manages to trick Logan to killing all the X-Men. Yeah, that was kind of weird to me.
Mysterio rolls a nat 20 on his plan to brainwash Wolverine, and Wolverine, spoilers for a book that's been out for like a decade, but or more. Fuck, it's probably 2 decades now. Mysterio brainwashes Wolverine and convinces him that the X-Men are various different enemies and that they had killed the X-Men, and so Wolverine goes on a tear, and he not only visually convinced him, but their sense. He was able to get, Wolverine was in the zone, so he killed everybody. Which was the setup they should have done for Logan, but do you see now why I can say that, and you wouldn't have understood, but they didn't have the balls to do it in Logan.
Oh, okay, but why are you saying that though? What about it was too hard for them to do?
They didn't have the balls to have
Logan kill
Wolverine kill all the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, it could have followed the storyline and not put that on the screen. You're right. I wouldn't believe they'll put that on screen at all.
Well, what about the entire Hulk section getting cut? I mean, they had to, because there's no way 20th Century Fox was ever going to get the rights for all the Hulk stuff. Maybe they could have.
But even if they could, you're asking, would they put on there even if they could?
There's no way that Universal would have signed off on them doing the Hulk like that. And for anybody that hasn't read it, well, it's just probably everyone. In Old Man Logan, the Hulk is the primary antagonist of the comic.
Yeah.
He's his boys or nephews or something like kill Logan's family at the beginning of it
and practice incest.
Yeah. Well, what else are you gonna do?
I don't know. Get somebody willing. I mean, you know, there is that part when I don't know. I guess after they slaughtered Wolverine's family as a celebration, as a treat, they go to the 304's house and then have their way. It was like, once they come back conscious, to let them know they did a good job.
Right. Oh,
that
God.
was weird.
I forgot about that. It had been a minute since I read that. That's a fucked up comic, ain't it?
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It's pretty deep.
Again, for anybody who hasn't seen it, there's a bunch of great scenes in it. Set pieces that I think are going to be really badass in the movie if they do it.
And Banners did say in the end, because Logan slaughtered their entire family, and it was just 2 of them left, and he was like, well, our clan is dead. What are we gonna do? We'll just get some humans and make more. Like, all the women were dead in their family, everybody was dead, but like, it's not like they could incest anymore. So
right.
They could clearly make more with regular fucking people.
Yeah,
that was an option.
That sounds like a super mutant camp right there.
Oh, that was it.
Making weird. Them some fez
hillbillies.
Yeah, pretty messed up. It's a Hawkeye and Wolverine that go on a cross-country trip together, and Hawkeye's driving and he's blind, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, he's blind, and he slept with Peter Parker's granddaughter to make a daughter with her. and that girl killed Kingpin and was about to execute her father. And she was black. This was weird. It was just funny to see that they put all of that in there. It was so weird. She was evil.
Yeah, they definitely
nice.
sunk a bunch in there as much as they could.
Yeah.
The one book that I would really like to get a hold of that I don't have in the collection right now is Hulk: The End. That one I was telling you about the other night.
Survives till
till the until there's basically nothing left of the planet.
The sun gets huge. What was that? Superman?
No, that was the Superman story.
Okay,
that would be really wild. The last son of Earth, I guess, at that point.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, I got mixed up. All right, yeah.
But yeah, no, the Hulk one. I want to get a copy of that because that's a really good story too. But
I really want to see that.
So you see now why I'm like, holy shit, Ryan, do it. Ryan, fucking do it.
But I promise you, it's not going to be that. It's probably them going to be entering a reality where that happened.
I think there's a chance that most of the movie takes place in this wasteland that we saw, and then at some point he gets straight up dropped into the MCU.
Huh?
What would be wild is where you're gonna drop Deadpool at.
All the stupid jokes he's gonna make.
We know we ain't dropping him into no Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, because he fucked them.
They ain't fucking playing that shit, dude. Them. Ryan said, fuck you guys.
And the She-Hulk girl. I don't even know her name.
The She-Hulk.
Yeah, the She-Hulk girl. What? I don't remember.
I can't remember her name. I knew it at one point.
Unrememberable.
Yeah, and from what I saw the other day, I saw something in one of the YouTube videos that was going on that apparently everything they said they were going to do was just a smoke screen. They're going right back to what they were always doing. The woke shit, the female-centric MCU. I think Star Wars doubled down again, so that'll be fun. Man, I'm really glad I don't give a shit about Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because those guys are getting fucked. I'm sure they're mad.
I've never seen a honestly, it's so rare to see a fan base get just absolutely abused like that. Like that's Fallout 76 levels of fuck you.
Or Warhammer.
Or we're ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Oh, hey, speaking of poorly decided video games, did you see that Helldiver Sony rolled over?
Yeah, they walking that shit back. Of course they are. 450,000 congruent players to what? 30,000?
Yeah.
And overwhelmingly negative.
Dude,
yeah.
It fucking plummeted.
Of course I would walk that shit
kind of proud of gamers in a sense on that. And it sounds like the Tarkov guys may be getting it. They did triple down before they started to get it, but they're starting to get it. The Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah. What they decided to do.
Now, for $100, you can upgrade from the previous Everything DLC to the new Everything DLC. So, it was a $150 bundle those guys bought that they were pissed off about because now there's a $250 bundle. And so I think they were saying, hey, if you give us the extra $100, we'll just let you have it, which is better, I guess, than buying the whole thing. But dude, cuck and cucks, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's still too much.
It is too much, man. You're talking about 3 or 4 times the game. Dude, somebody showed the equivalent Elder Scrolls Online Collector's Edition bundle that they offered. It was like $190, and it was... They were basically trying to kill you with like swag. There was so much shit in it. It was like they were trying to kill you with the amount of stuff that FedEx was going to deliver to you.
I mean, that's something. At least you're getting some type of bang for your buck. That's not enough. I mean, that's way too much for just getting a PvE mode.
Right.
Just a PvE.
Some
mode.
games just include single player.
Right. Fuck that. I would have still been standing strong with that Tarkov, but I mean, if the players like it, I don't play the game, so if they like it, it's cool.
Let the fan decide.
Right. What is acceptable and what isn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the way it should roll. It's just funny to see. It's funny to see him try things that we've already tried. Now, don't get me wrong. Oh, hey, Brad. What's up, Brad?
Oh, what up, Brizad?
It's like, so what's kind of funny, you remember Horse Armor, right?
Horse armor.
Do you remember the fiasco with Bethesda and horse armor on Elder Scrolls? I want to say Morrowind.
Vaguely.
So Bethesda rolled out and tried to introduce purely cosmetic DLC, and it was horse armor, and it was like $3.50. It was like $3.50, but it was like one of the first microtransactions to come along. And holy shit, the community absolutely annihilated them, because the argument was, it's like, this doesn't do anything. It's strictly cosmetic. It's just horse armor, and you're charging $3.50 for it. And then fast forward to today, where we're like, this DLC isn't strictly cosmetic. How dare you? It's pay to win. And it's just like wild how like the times have shifted. But here's the funny part. And this is, I just thought of this.
Yeah.
No matter, it seems like regardless of the era, Bethesda finds the way to be on the wrong side of history, because like,
because they keep testing their boundaries.
Go out of their way to be on the wrong side of history, man. It's like, if you'd have just stayed in the position you had, you guys would have been golden.
So to go back to the horse armor deal, it was like $3.50, like $3.50.
Yeah,
and they were pissed.
Just horse
they wanted
armor.
It free. Yeah.
Well, because Dorothy's here now.
Hey, Dorothy.
Yeah, because dude, it was like just strictly cosmetic, and like people were tripping out that it's like, wait, you're just charging for pixels? Like, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't give a stat to your horse or anything. And they were like, nah, it doesn't do anything. And people flipped out, and now, you know, fast forward to today, and if you give any sort of DLC that gives an advantage, people just trip the hell out. Damn. Ben was trying to log into Mastercam at home and do some work, and it absolutely wouldn't let him. Yeah, Brad's right. Back in my day, we earned our cosmetic items. But, dude, even that got carried away. Like, go look at the dozens of people playing Kill the Justice League. There's dozens of people playing that game.
Oh, seriously?
Dozens.
That new Justice League game that came out?
There's like 24. No, it was the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, dude, listen. There's dozens of people playing it. Okay, there it is.
I heard people were shit. I heard the game was shit.
There's dozens of them playing it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that was a strictly in the Avengers game, the Avengers Online game. It was the same kind of deal. You know, it was strictly cosmetic, but the grind gets so intense.
Yeah.
And that's what people were complaining about. But yeah, I like to earn my cosmetic.
Every
rewards.
superhero game is shit.
Back in my day, the only cosmetic rewards that matter were achievements. And I still to this day carry one of the most difficult achievements in Xbox history. It was one of the Dead Rising achievements.
I played a little bit of that. It was pretty good.
Amazing game.
Pretty good.
The first one was amazing.
I don't know if I played the first one. I don't know if I played the first one. I think I started like at 2 or 3.
He was the photographer.
No,
he was amazing.
No, I started on 3 when it was like hordes and hordes and hordes, and you never seen that many people in one fucking game, NPCs in one fucking game. Dude, and
Capcom came correct, dude. No joke. It was like one of the first like Xbox 360 games that was like absolutely worth its weight. And I remember the big controversy about it was the fact that if you didn't have a HD screen, you couldn't read the text because it was so small. And I didn't have a flat screen, but I had the best flat CRT they ever made, and so it was crystal clear on my TV.
I played well.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if I even had that issue. That's crazy. You couldn't see it.
Yeah, you couldn't. People were complaining all the time, and in the remake they fixed it, and there was a bunch of people that were like, and it was funny because like 7 or 8 years later they launched the remake, and people in the comments were like, "Cool, I can see what Otis was saying now." It's like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
But the big one in that game was actually staying alive for 5 days in game, and you couldn't pause, and you couldn't turn it off, and you had to just stay alive for 5 days, which turned out to be like 2 days real time.
What difficulty was that?
It was just survival.
It was just survival.
And so I actually I did it twice. The first time I was about an hour away from completing it. Me and my mom were in the basement and I was doing it. Storm came in, knocked out the power. That day, I went to buy an uninterruptible power supply, and it got me a good night of sleep, and off we went to it again. Well, here's the thing. In this mode, your health slowly depletes the entire time, and so you have to periodically take a eat something to take your health back up. Right. And that's where the struggle is, because you have to do that for 2 fucking days. Now, the meta online was to get a couple different people together and have all your Xboxes going, and everybody take shifts. I didn't have nobody, and I ended up half sleeping. Oh, boom! One more.
If I can get up there,
I'll hold my Thor and let him finish his little expedition here. Oh, oh, dude.
Come on.
Face.
It's like
anyway, so the way that I got through this was when I finally got exhausted and had to go to sleep. I laid down in my bed, but I kept the controller right there. And anytime what it worked out was perfect, because I had a wireless controller, and I think I had the good one. And whenever it was getting ready to shut the controller off from inactivity, it would vibrate, and that would wake me up. I would shake it, turn it on, feed myself, and go. And I ended up getting that. I have that achievement on my Xbox game account. Yeah. And it's anytime like they do a video of like the top 10 hardest achievements in game, that one's on there. Almost always on there.
I gotta see it done.
Oh yeah, dude, that game was wicked.
Dude, back in the day when I was playing, I never knew what was going on in the community because I never was playing online. I never played online.
Well, I feel like Xbox was like certainly Xbox 360 was really about the time that it was a confluence of different things. You had communities that had already been established and really solidified for the individual games, like on Bungie.net, we called it BNet. That there was a huge community in the forums for Halo. And then there was all the different shooter games that were out at the time had their own individual communities that were out, growing and stuff. And then so there wasn't like the Xbox forums was pretty decent, but I can remember people not like defaulting to that. It was always like go to the developers forum, because that's where people are strictly talking about that game and stuff.
Yeah.
And so there was a meta already. It just wasn't as like shareable as it is now, Yeah. And so that's how we found out about the cool stuff. Like I remember one time me and my mom spent probably 6 hours trying to get this ghost, the ghost, the flying like bugs, ships that you can get into, trying to get one of those to chase us down a tunnel, right? Because if you can get the enemy to fly that ghost into, or I don't think
what game is this?
Halo.
Halo 2. Play Halos.
Halo 2. Well,
played the Halo.
All right, I'll show you a picture if we need to. But you get him to chase you down this hall, but you got to get him to do it without blowing the damn thing up. And if you can get him through, once you get to the other side of the load screen, you can jump in the thing. And then you can fly up to a certain part of that map, and there's a gun there that shoots the same thing that the huge tank does in game, because the developers had to give the tank a weapon, right? And the only way they could do it was to make a legitimate weapon that shoots that ammo, and they had to put it in the game. And they never intended anybody to find it, but the community did. And me and my mom spent about 6 hours getting that son of a bitch, and then literally had a gun that if you could just take out an entire army with a couple shots, because the tank would shoot one of these about every 30 seconds. You had it on semi-auto as fast as you could pull the trigger. And it was badass, dude. And that was me and my mom doing that shit, man.
Those little nuggets, that sound pretty cool.
Mom's a hardcore gamer. She was. Back in the day, Mom's a hardcore gamer. Now I think she's a Farmviller. She was like Farmville on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Farmville. Yeah, that game's addictive, I heard. Farmville.
I remember when me and Blake, like one Christmas, we got together to figure out Blake was going to spend a bunch of money on her and get a nice computer and stuff, and I just was doing all the research, and we got her this ball and PC, one of the best gaming PCs I've gotten that I've ever bought pre-built. and at the time, and dude, she never played a serious game. I bought her. Me and Blake both bought her games for her Steam account and stuff.
You said she never played it?
She never did any like hardcore gaming, anything that really taxed that processor, which is fine, dude. I mean, I wanted her to play whatever she was happy or wanting to play, you know.
Yeah.
It was about the time that Gears of War had their like reemergence where it was on PC now and all that. But she never really got into it. Hopefully you guys don't hear that fan. I just turned it on. It's a little warm here. We got even though the overheads are off, we got a couple extra lights going and it's getting a little warm.
Whoa,
that and I'm all doped up on tramadol.
Tramadol.
It's not a habit for me. Unless you're in pain a lot. Checking the old social medias, see if anybody's talking about anything. I gotta say, man, this has been like the calmest election year I've seen in a decade or more.
Calmest?
Like, what do you see going on? Do you think these protests
Didn't we just put boots on the ground in, like, Gaza?
Yeah, but dude, remember 2016 at this time? Summer of Love?
The Summer of Love.
Like, all the riots that were going on everywhere?
In 2016? Or 2020?
2016. Oh, 2020 was another thing, yeah. Like all the craziness and stuff.
I mean, I guess it is pretty calm, but
I'll take it.
It seems like something big's coming.
I just want that Tuesday night in November to be crazy.
Tuesday night in November. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Fireworks are gonna be going off.
Hey, NASA may have produced some sort of new propulsion system. It's starting to pop out in bits and pieces. But the ion drive... I'll let you get through your battle here. I want you to win it. I don't want you to get through it.
Oh no, this is death.
Don't die. Stop exploding, you coward.
Got one teammate down, the other one left.
Well, that'll be
down goes Ranger.
It's fine.
Oh. God, you got me. Come on, friend. Come on, friend. Oh, friend couldn't do it. All right. What happened?
I forgot what I was talking about.
I think you were talking about something, the constellation. Something about constellation. Stars.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, so NASA has kind of came out and said that, okay, so we use this ion propulsion drive to move satellites around in space, okay? Do I got you? Listen. We use ion propulsion to move satellites around in space, to reorientate them, to turn them, and all that, which is really good. It doesn't produce a lot of thrust, but it's enough in space to move objects around, but it's never been enough propulsion to move anything around in the atmosphere. Well, NASA was fucking around somehow and created one that will work in the atmosphere and will get up to Mach 11, and that is escape velocity. NASA may have created a ion propulsion drive that works in the atmosphere. And if that's the case, get your hovering fucking whatever you want.
Oh, really? We've already moved there, huh?
Well, check it out. If it can get up to Mach 11, 32 feet per second shouldn't be hard for it.
What do you think, like Iron Man?
I mean, I don't know. Dude, here's the thing. Have you ever seen the guy actually try to fly the Iron Man
I've seen
suits?
people try to make those suits, and none of them really came close.
There's a guy that's got one that, I mean, they're huge, but they're propulsions that go from his arm. And, dude, you're going to carry your whole body weight on your arms. And then if you add in your feet and stuff, dude, one wrong twitch and you are tumbling head over heels. Yeah, oh, you're fucked.
That's why you need software to help out with that. You gotta write some type of fucking code that's gonna fix
that's
your
ultimately
shit.
where I'll end up. Well, here's the thing. Right now, the flight times are so limited because it's limited to the fuel you can carry on board.
Right.
If they can get an ion drive working, bruh, that's just electricity.
I mean, his first one was bulky. You know what I mean? It can only go from there.
He got out of the cave.
Yeah, right. Exactly. First step. All you need is take that one step.
If that, and here's the thing: if it works with that kind of propulsion in the atmosphere, what's it doing in space?
Zoom in.
Did we just find our, constant acceleration device that actually gets us somewhere? So we don't have to wrap our star up and use that as a propulsion device?
So now if they found it, what are their plans with it, though?
I don't know. And NASA, apparently, and I've heard this second and third hand, but it's from a semi-legitimate source, credible source. But apparently, they promised not to use it on weapons.
Right.
But Errol, they promised.
They probably found that shit out
promised.
a year before they even told us.
Yeah.
And been preparing that shit for a missile. They already got one in the works.
What have I always told you, dude? Everything that human beings have ever discovered or invented, the very first thing we did with it was weaponize it. Every single time.
Well, interested to see what they do with this.
Do what?
This propulsion system.
Oh yeah.
What weapons they put it on?
Yeah. Hey man, if one of the problems with getting out of the atmosphere is you can't just take off from the surface with enough speed to leave because you'll burn up. God, go get. Or I threw your ball. Go get your ball. Because you'll I can't remember what they call it. It's like max V or something. There's a term for it when you're in a rocket taking off from the surface, that when you get up to a speed where it starts being really rough to go any faster because you're fighting so much air. But then as soon as you pass that, the air starts to thin out exceptionally quickly, and that's where you're generally your first boosters fall off, then your second ones go. Because you have those big bulky ones for the thick atmosphere, because they can push off that thick atmosphere because they're hard, and that's why you need the cooling towers, all that shit. But when you get up to that higher atmosphere, you need a different kind of propulsion because you don't have as much atmosphere to push off of anymore. So you have to have a different kind of thrust, and so that's how that we leave the atmosphere to actual orbit, or its orbit is with these different kinds of rockets. Well, if you suddenly have an ion drive that can get up to Mach 11 on its own, then you can take off nice and slow and just wait till you're to the higher atmosphere and then punch that bit.
So the rockets they use after you leave the atmosphere are stronger than the ones.
Not after, but to the thinnest part. So the atmosphere is really thick, here, and as you go up, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and then it hits a point where it starts to drop off exceptionally quickly and get a lot thinner. And the different rockets work at that. Dude, did you ever play Kerbal?
I don't even know what that is.
Kerbal Space Program. It's a game on Steam, and it's legitimate physics. Me and Brad played the shit out of it.
Oh, really?
And you have these little Kerbals, and you build them a space program, and you start from nothing, where you're trying to build rockets just to get into space, and then try to orbit, and then try to stay in orbit for a couple times and land it where you want it. And there's all these stages that you go through, and you actually you progress the Kerbals through space flight, and you can eventually get further than we are. As far as the evolution of engineering and things of that nature go. And then there's a Kerbal Space 2 that came out, I think, about a year ago. Brad played the shit out of it. I never even touched it.
Is it accurate?
Yeah. The physics is fucking, Scott Manley is a pretty popular YouTuber who does space stuff, and he did tons of content on it. There's this guy on YouTube who does nothing but rescue people's Kerbals.
So you can join somebody else's game.
Well, you can send somebody your save file, and they put together a rescue program and a ship. Like, you'll be like, all right, my dude's stuck orbiting like their equivalent of Mars, and he's out of energy. His ship's got nothing left, and that guy will take your save, and he will take and build a ship on the planet in your space station that's specifically designed to launch a rescue program to come get your Kerbal and bring him home. And like one of the missions you do, you go to the moon and you actually put down science programs and, you know, get science. Some of the science stuff you have to do, you need to do while you're actually traveling through space. So you'll climb out on the side of your spacecraft and control a thing and then climb back in. No, dude, really, really interesting, fun game, and that's how I know so much about, like, you know, the way that we actually do space stuff, because you're gonna do it. You're gonna figure out how much speed you need to, and it shows you in a very user friendly way. Like, okay, so you're orbiting Earth.
Pull up the game.
Yeah, it'll be like you're orbiting Earth. Where would you like to go? And it'll show you as you increase your the delta V that you put on it, where you'll end up going. Yeah, let me Kerbal space.
We going to space, Rocket Man. Oh, what does that say? 2005.
Yeah, this one's an older game. But there's a 2 now. But all this stuff's still applicable if you've never played it. This is probably like the trailer.
You played this on a PC? Yeah. It didn't come out on console at all, did it? Xbox?
It might have. I'm not sure.
It looked like it would have.
It's not a very intensive game as far as like PCs go.
It's a smart rover. What kind of software ever you
Jab.
For dramatic effect. Hmm. 2016.
That was a DLC.
Okay.
Let me find the trailer. #11th best PC game of all time.
How's your simulation game here? Oh, it was that popular, huh? Elon Musk.
That's how the actual, like, plotting of your trajectory goes. That's what flying it actually looks like with the ball.
More science. You have to work with all that satellites.
And dude, like, if you screw up and one of your Kerbals actually like loses like contact, he'll burn up on re-entry.
He'll die.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'll die. I guess that was a publisher. But yeah, dude, Kerbal is an amazing game. And then there's a 2. I think it's been on my wish list.
You played that one as well?
I haven't. Brad did. He could tell you about this. Overwhelmingly positive, all reviews and recent reviews. And then let's go to Squad and check out 2.
Ooh, is that overwhelmingly negative?
What the fuck?
What did they do?
What happened?
Man.
With today's announcement that Take-Two has laid off the entirety of Intercept Games, confirmed by Bloomberg, I'll finally write my review, which is something I held off doing until my last drop of hope evaporated. Kerbal's Space Program 2's development was not as controversial as many online would have you believe, especially compared to the most scandalous ones. But for me, it is by far the most disappointed I've ever been with a video game.
So what happened?
So when can I get my refund on this discontinued early access game?
Oh, okay.
No, it's a launch game. It's a launch game. It's launched.
How far after he wrote that did the game get launched?
He posted that May 6th.
Of this year?
Yes. And it released February 24th of last year. You saying no to this year? Posted May 8th. Oh no, that wasn't this one. Yeah, it was this one. He had 37 hours in the game when he said that. The entire studio behind this game has been laid off. Don't buy it, not until a new feature update is out. Take-Two just laid off everyone who's working on the game. Game is dead. Dude, they got fucking smoked.
Yeah. They were pretty angry.
Smoked.
So I'm guessing the game ran like shit. A lot of shit wasn't done, patched, fixed.
I only heard good things about it. Brad played it?
Did too?
Yeah. Yeah, Brad said they just shut down the developers. Brad, was it playable? Was 2 playable? I didn't hear any bad.
Does that game have a story at all?
Huh? Yeah. It's got like the story of the Kerbals and stuff.
Okay,
and there's lots of milestones that you hit, and your guys become famous. Stuff.
That's what people tell me. I mean, the game sounds pretty cool. That overwhelmingly negative review does not.
It was a review bomb. They were review bombing them because it's something the developers did, which is totally fair.
Well, we've been seeing it a lot lately. We've been seeing that a whole lot lately.
They keep asking for it, dude.
Yeah. But Brad said it was cool.
So Brad said I love KSP, and he said, but they just shut down the developers. So
okay. I might give it a shot.
Dude, I believe
I'll probably try the first
2 was just fine.
I think 2.
I don't remember any like controversies about like its ability to run, any of that stuff. This is a beloved game, dude.
I'm gonna get high.
Is a kite by then?
Right. That's what they should have played. Probably couldn't get the rest of that shit.
Pre-flight. Interstellar Travel Colonies multiplayer will not be available in the game's initial release, but we added the game during early access. Ruh-roh.
Yep.
Did it? Did it get added? Why is this?
Is this a beatable game?
I mean,
is it just simulated?
You can certainly get to the end of the like achievements and milestones and.
Well, that's what I want to know. Did Brad beat the game?
But you can also do whatever crazy shit you want to. Right?
Did you beat it, Brad?
Oh, we're probably gonna get demonetized for fucking playing that song. Because I'm an idiot. Whoops. Let her read, I suppose.
It happens.
It does happen. I guess if we make a bunch of money, they can come at us.
And it'll happen again.
It will happen. Let me turn off the left monitor. You got kicked out due to inactivity, buddy.
Sleeping on the job.
Mm-hmm.
For science.
But yeah, dude, there's ion drives that you can install as mods in that game. That's why I know that they're like, that's a big deal.
That was my next question. What are the mods in that
Oh,
game?
are you kidding? Go to Nexus. Get your mind blown. Anything you could imagine got created for 1. I don't know about 2. I
gotta reinstall Nexus. I got a pissy when they started banning people for that Baldur's Gate 3 shit. Like,
no, Starfield?
Yeah. It was Baldur's Gate 3 too. It was
I only heard about Starfield. Somebody tried to remove the pronouns.
It was that, and it was something else they weren't allowing people to do as far as the mods in Baldur's Gate 3. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, no, fuck you, yeah. But I'll install it back. Just to see. God damn, that's why I hate when it's one fucking company or whatever doing all this shit. Because now you gotta stick with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, to date, Microsoft's been playing pretty well with like all the shit they're acquiring, but I'm afraid one day we might not be so happy that they went ahead and acquired fucking everything. But right now I'm alright. Hey, Brad said I haven't looked through 2's mods, but I know 1 had a crazy amount. Yeah, it's way up there, and mods are actually really easy to write for Kerbal. If I recall correctly, I modded my own shit. Brad, question. Did you finish the storyline in Kerbal 2? And is it a complete game now? Is it like,
yeah, that's what
did you get everything? Did you get the colonies, the interstellar shit and all that?
Is it a complete game?
Right. It's just on fan. Oh, and we have on the video we got about 3 minutes left. So was anything we're still going to keep going on our live stream, the after show.
And I think we pretty much cover most of the good shit. I think anything else happened, man. It was a slow day as far as news go.
It's good. I like slow days.
I don't like slow days. Need something that keep me pumping, wanting to wake up tomorrow. That's what I like. I like hearing more shit about the Daily Wire. How they sinking in despair.
I heard they're hiding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're hiding. I did hear Ben Shapiro though. He's not liking this new bill coming up, which I just feel like, no, fuck you. You know you do. I feel like you just gotta say that shit. At this point, I don't trust you, man.
I've seen those people operate against their preaching and in a pure, like, in a way that's against what they suggest they behave. You know what I mean? If it's in a self-interest, they're willing to go against what they'll say publicly. And once you've done that, you really can't go back. My guess is Walsh is just waiting out his contract.
Power corrupts, man, and that's what happened. Got corrupted.
It's still cool to have it, though.
You said what?
What?
What did you say?
I said it'd still be cool to have it.
Yeah, right. I'll resist as long as I can.
Right?
Yeah, no. Fuck. We trusted Ben.
But at some point, y'all need to realize my son's running this place after I go.
That's
fucking
crazy
hell.
work.
Speaking of boys, your boy hop in there yet? Swoop. Got you a kill.
Just a little.
All right, well, I think we'll stop the recording there. We're going to stay live on Facebook with our buddies and whatnot. But thanks so much for watching the video. If you did pop by, we'll be back again tomorrow, roughly about 6:30 Central Time after Din. Errol and I hop on, do a little gaming, do a little chatting. Errol, you got anything to contribute to the closing?
No, man. You guys have a good night. Have a good rest of your evening. Wake up tomorrow. Be happy.
Woo.
Smile.
Hell yeah. There you go. We'll close it there. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Good night.